Hi, and welcome to Thursday's micro tip. Today, I'd like to have a look at a great tool of PowerPoint, being the transition tool of Morphing. Let's pop into it, have a look at it. So if I pop onto the second slide here, if we question what is morphing, what it is the ability to take an object potentially from one side of a slide to another side, and you can change the size of it, its end location. So there's a variety of things that you can do. So we're going to have a look at that to start with, and then I'm going to show you how you can even change what that image is. So let's pop in and have a look at it. The first thing I'm going to do is click on the object, and the object is a shape that I picked up from the insert and in the shapes area. So what you will find, because it came from the insert tab, underneath on the far right hand side is the shape format, which enables me to actually turn on the selection pane. Now this is a great tool, or this is a tool that you do need to use in this morphing, because it's all about the name of that object. So what I'm going to do is duplicate this slide. So let's duplicate the slide. Now the reason for doing that is if I click on the first slide and look at the name of that object, notice it says star 5 points number 2. And again, if I go to the next slide, again, it's got the same name. And it's that enables you to do this morphing. So what I'm going to do is drag this on the second slide over to the right-hand side. I'm going to increase the size of it. And then from the transition tab, I'm going to click on morphing. So by clicking on that, you can see that it brings it across. So let's pop back onto that first slide that we've got. I'm going to come on down onto the status bar. I'm using the read only. And if I click now on that, you can find that it morphs across the screen and it enlarges as it goes. So if I press the escape key, this brings me back. One of the things to watch with this is that if you are looking at going through this, what you will find in that top right hand corner is where it talks about the sound and it talks about that duration. That actually gives you the ability to go in and change the speed of that morphing that actually happens from here. So I think that's a great tool that we've got. And again, as I said, you can change that duration nice and easy. So let's pop down and create a new slide. So I'm going to go into, from the home tab, popping on down to a blank one. And a couple of weeks ago, we had a look at how to insert different apps into here. And those were the add-ins. And one of those add-ins is the emojis that I'm going to use. So I've particularly liked using these ones. And I'm going to pick on this one, which is the kissing face. It drops it into my screen. I'm just going to resize it a little bit and take it down into that bottom right-hand corner. So now what I'm going to do is, again, add another slide so that I could put my next image in there. And what I'm going to do is pop back up into insert. I'm going to go into my icons. I'm going to drop into here and look for a heart and drop that in. And I'm going to change its color. So again, because it came from the insert tab, notice that I've got a new toolbar up here, or a new tab, the graphics format. And what I'm going to do is change this and make it a lovely red. So again, I'm going to put this in that top right corner, change its size. So as I mentioned before, the way to actually use this morphing is to click on that image, and it's actually this name here. Not only does the name need to be the same between those two images, you do need to put 2 exclamation marks. So I'm just going to go into here, morph, and change that name totally. I'm going to copy that, select it, and do a Control-C. I'm going to pop down here onto this image, again, coming up here and selecting it and doing a Control-V. So now I've got those 2 objects. named identically. And again, what I can do on this particular slide, so it's the slide where it's going to morph to, I'm going to go back up to the transition. I'm going to click on morph and notice how it goes through there. Again, as I said, you can increase or slow that down. So let's pop up here, go into the read only, clicking on that, and it's slowly making that transition up into a beautiful heart. So I hope you've enjoyed this tip. It is a great PowerPoint tool, the transition, remembering I can press my escape key, and it's all about that name. So making sure that you keep those names the same. I hope you've enjoyed this. Remember, we'll be back on Tuesday for our tutorial, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Have a great week. Bye.